In front of us today, we have a Sh Figuarts Ace, and well,
Oh no.
another Sh Figuarts Ace. But obviously, we can see that they are not the same figure at all. In fact, over a decade separates these two. The original being released in 2010 alongside the first One Piece Sh Figuarts, like this Luffy. And yeah, they definitely look like they are from the same line. And they also look like the reason why this line was cancelled in the first place. But thankfully, the One Piece line got rejuvenated and has released many better releases, and they decided to dip their toes into making another Ace. And if you aren't aware, this new Ace freaking rocks. It's literally so damn good and a major improvement from the first release, as there's so many things to love about it. But that isn't to say the original is completely bad, as it did have some things that are cool about it as well. And in this video, I'm going to do my best to showcase the comparison between these two to show all the similarities and differences with them. So with that being said, let's first take a look at their packaging. Starting off with the original Ace, I gotta say, I didn't know it was as stylized and as cool as what it is. It has this brown matte theme background all over it, and the orange lettering the box has really stands out with it. And I really like how they did the window. It has the bordering of a map showing the figure inside, and they even included the Whitebeard pirate symbol, which is cool. Then it also has this map scroll with the One Piece logo on it, and it looks nice. Then here's the top of the box, and there's a little window to see the figure from above, and it has a little Whitebeard symbol and the figure's name. Then here's each side of the box, nothing too much going on there. Here's the bottom, and then here's the back of the box. It's cool. It shows off the figure fully, as well as some of the features it has. And I can't read Japanese, but I think the text is describing the figure, so yeah. Also, excuse the beat up box. It's an old figure and it's just been through it, you know? And then for the new Sh Figuarts Aces packaging, we can see it's in that modern style that Tamashii does with the One Piece line, which looks good, but after seeing the OG's box and all the neat little extra things on it, it makes this box seem basic, but not bad basic, because it still does look good. Like, it still has the map theme over the box, but instead it has a white background, and to go with it has some orange on the box. And unlike the OG where we have a cool window, this box's window isn't as cool and doesn't show off as much of the figure, but it's still a cool front. Then the top of the box has a straw hat cutout, here's each side of the box, and here's the bottom. Then here's the back of the box, and it showcases the figure fully, but it is a little bland and not as stylized as the OG. So pretty much though, I do like both of their boxes as they are both clean, and I really gotta give it to the OG for not being simplistic and having some style to it. So with the box comparison out the way, let's now truly get this comparison started. And when these two are out of the packaging, side by side, we can really grasp just how different these two figures are. Like, the first thing we can see is that the looks and style of these figures is completely different. Like, the OG has that old, pre-time skip aesthetic to him, which is why he's built the way he is. It really reminds me of his Alabasta look, and that's probably what this figure is based off of, because Ace back then had a longer and slender face and build. And if you compare it to the new Ace's look, we can see the more modern style and look in him. So, to me, this is definitely like comparing pre and post time skip. But that doesn't excuse the fact that the OG is definitely lacking a lot of detail and good looks. Because honestly, he looks pretty mid. It's not like awful, but it is, yeah. Like, his hat is a gummy plastic and is painted poorly and lacks texturing. Thankfully, they improved this with a new Ace, and his hat is a much higher quality and is painted and detailed so damn well. And they even gave it leather texturing, which looks really damn nice. Then each of their necklaces are done fine. The OG's is a removable separate piece, while the new ones isn't removable, and I really prefer the new ones though, because I'm always having to adjust the OG's, and it's sorta annoying at times. Then on their left arms we can see the Ace tattoo. It's pretty clean on both, with the only gripe being the tiny size of the OG's. Then they each have his elbow sleeve. The new one's is definitely more accurate, as it's not as thick as the OG's. Also, it goes into the joint, which is a plus. Then for the log poses, the OG's is a lot smaller and blue, while the new one's is bigger and clear. Honestly, I like the way the new one looks more, but the old one has where I'm not scared of losing the log pose, because the new one's log pose is removable and I've actually lost it and didn't find it for a few weeks. So definitely gotta be careful with the new one. And right beside the log pose is his bracelet. On both figures it's done fine. The new one's is removable while the OG's isn't. Then if we flip the figures around, we can each see they have Ace's signature Whitebeard Pirates tattoo. The OG's is a lighter purple, while the new one's is darker. Also, they are stylized a little differently, and the OG's tat doesn't carry into the sculpt, while the new one does. Then for their shorts, they each have that knife that Ace has legit never used, so it's not removable. Then, here's each of their belt buckles. The OG's is pretty bad to be honest, while the new one looks so much better. And they each have their little blue pouch. Now, let's talk about the overall flow and look of the shorts. The OG's to me actually looks more accurate to how Ace is wearing Alabasta, as they weren't as baggy and are more straight leg. As for the new Ace, the shorts are baggy and free flowing, which is more accurate to his modern style. Also, with the shorts, the OG has this dugout area so that the knees can get more bent, which is cool, but the new Ace tops this by having the shorts be made out of a soft plastic material, so the shorts can flex so they don't get in the way of knee movement. Then for the look of the boots, the new ones are just so much better, as the old ones are a faded black, pretty much gray, and are actually starting to rust on the toe joint, so there's that. Then for the overall coloring and finish on the figures, I gotta give it to the new one. It's just so much better. Like yeah, the new Ace lacks shading, but the OG shading makes it look like if Ace was in The Simpsons, and that's not good. Seriously, bro's orange. So yeah, as y'all can see, Sh Figuarts Ace's look has improved tremendously in 15 years. Like, even the plastic they use has improved as well. The OG feels pretty cheap and gummy, while the new one feels high quality and sturdy, so that's cool to see. Then for the accessories between these two, the new Ace definitely comes with more, but that isn't to say that the old Ace is lacking any. Like, I didn't know that the OG comes with this much stuff. He first comes with 3 interchangeable faceplates. Now, they all really don't look that good, except the goofy one, because it's literally supposed to look goofy and it does its job well. Plus, I love it as it's pretty damn unique. But that's really the only good face that the OG comes with, and this selection can't even compete with the great selection that the new Ace has. Every face this one comes with is literally beautiful and captures his likeness so damn well. My personal favorites is this eyes closed smiling face, as it just makes me so damn happy looking at it, and then the other favorite is the sleeping face because it's brilliant. Ace falls asleep all the time in the series, and his face is so fun messing around with. Also for the faces, they each come with a hatless head option, so you can have them pose up without their hats. And then for the hands, the OG comes with 10 interchangeable hands, while the new one comes with 11. The selection is sorta similar, as they both got 2 fisted hands, 2 crossfire finger hands, 2 fire pistol hands, and 2 open hands. And the OG has 2 finger point hands that the new doesn't. But the new one does have 2 holds up hands and a firewall hand, so in terms of hands, the new one's is better. Like the fire on them is so sick, and I really love how they made the fire blend into the hand to make it look like he's actually made of fire. But that isn't to say the fire on the OG's hands isn't good. It's actually done pretty well, but it isn't on the level as the new ones. Then of course, they can't be Ace figures without some fire effects, and they each come with a good selection of them. Now, before we look at the OGs, since they are old, they are sorta nasty and just look and feel gross. So let's get these a nice and hot soapy bath first. And once that is done, we can see that these look pretty damn good. He first comes with 3 different fire pieces that are meant to sit around his limbs. They look cool and work really well. And then he comes with 2 PP blaster effects. I'm sorry, I meant fire pistol effects. I know, I had to mention it because bruh, this thing got some droop to it. PP blaster. Jokes aside though, they don't look bad, pause. And work well because you can just stick them on his pistol hands and now you can have Ace lighting some motherfuckers up. So, good selection here. And then the new Ace comes with a fire fist and a piece to go around his forearm to give it some extra power. This looks good and I really love the extra detail on his fist. Then he comes with another fire effect that you just plug the hand peg into, and it has 2 different tail options. One longer and one short, so that's nice to have. Also, yeah, with these effects you can interchange them between the 2, so this is fun. Then the OG comes with a stand, and I actually think this stand is pretty neat because it has a design on the base showing off his name and stuff. Now, the new Ace doesn't come with a stand like this, but he does come with his backpack and jacket he wore in the Alabasta arc, which is peak. But what isn't peak is the fact that these clothes can stain the figure some. Like, I don't know how well on camera it can pick it up, but some areas on my copy, like around the abs and shoulders, have some black smearing from the dye of the clothes, and this sucks, because the fit is so damn clean, it looks so damn good on Ace, but I don't want to stain my figure anymore. So it's probably just best to use the backpack with Bro. Also, yeah, you can use the clothing items on the OG, and it does look pretty good. Oh, and I almost forgot, the new Ace comes with a DLC faceplate for the Romance on Luffy, and that's it for the accessories. Honestly, I don't have complaints with either. They both have a great selection that make posing these figures even more fun. Now, for the articulation though, I can definitely say there's a huge difference between the 2. Each of these figures are engineered entirely differently, which is good, because they definitely need to improve on the engineering with the OG. And I'm not like trying to trash on the OG's articulation, but it's outdated, especially compared to what the new one offers. To begin with, their neck pegs are different. The OG's is like a wrist joint, and the new one's is a double ball peg. Now, the range difference between these 2 isn't really that different, but the new one definitely moves a lot smoother and is at lower risk of breaking. As for their shoulder butterfly joint areas, they both work pretty well. Like each of the arms move around fine, and they can go up a good bit, and then the arms cross over one another going forwards, and they can do the same going backwards. And then they each have a bicep swivel. And then for the elbows, the OG has single jointed elbows that bend a tiny bit past 90 degrees, which is pretty ass. But hey, it does swivel, so there's that. But it still doesn't compete with the new Ace's beautiful double jointed elbows that get a great amount of flexion. Then moving down to the wrist articulation, it works fine on the OG, but with the new, it's a bit better and moves smoother. Now with their upper torso articulations, they both really don't do that much. Like, they can move a little bit, which is great for minor adjustments, but neither offers crazy range in any area here. Though, with the OG, you can sort of force side-to-side motion to get the fully twist around. Then, the new Ace has a lower ab crunch that the new one doesn't. It works fine and makes up for the lack of crunch in the upper diaphragm area. Then for the waist joints, the OGs can go forwards, backwards, and tilt a tiny bit, but there is hardly any side-to-side motion. And with the new Ace, it can go forwards, backwards, and tilt fine, but like the OG, there isn't much side-to-side motion, which stinks. Then, with the legs on them, the OG gets pretty good forwards and outwards motion, but going backwards, it ain't happening. But thankfully, they did improve the legs with the new Aces, as his legs get great range in all areas. Then, they both have similar rotation at the upper thigh, and then on the new Ace, he has a joint above the knee that allows for extra mobility in the legs. They both have double jointed knees, but I think the OG gets more range. Then at the ankles, the OG gets decent range, like they can go up and down some and get a decent rocker, but they aren't as good as the new ones, as his gets so much more range going up and down and get a great rocker. Also, its ankles are on a ball joint at the boot, so the boot can rotate and wiggle around. And lastly, the OG's toe joint sucks and barely works, while the new Ace's actually works. So yeah, the new Ace's articulation is a lot better than the OG's, as he can hit way deeper and better dynamic poses. But that doesn't say you can't pose the OG at all, as you can somewhat hit some poses, but it just won't be as good as his new Ace. So let's now see how these guys scale next to some other figures. Like, to begin with the comparisons, here they are next to the other One Piece SH Figuarts, and we can obviously see that the new Ace definitely scales better with the selection, as the old Ace is just getting dwarfed by everybody. Then here they are side by side with the Romance Dawn Luffy, and yeah, the OG Ace just isn't scaling well with this guy at all. Then here they are next to the first SH Figuarts Luffy, and yeah, the new Ace really doesn't look good with this guy, as the old Ace definitely looks better here. Here they are next to SHF Zoro, here they are next to SHF Sabo, here they are next to Shanks, here they are next to Tengojo, here they are next to Demoniacal Kid Goku, and lastly, here they are next to Storm Collectibles, Yujiro Hanma. So yeah, as y'all can see, SH Figuarts Ace has changed a lot in 15 years, and for the better, as the new Ace is such a major improvement from the OG. Like, he doesn't look weird, comes with a great amount of stuff, and has fantastic articulation. The OG really can't compete with this, but that isn't to say the OG is just trash. No, because it does have stuff to offer. Like, the amount of accessories it comes with is great. Plus, the figure has its place as it laid a foundation for this new and improved version, and really puts in perspective how far SH Figuarts in general have come in 15 years. It's insane, and I definitely recommend picking up this new Ace, as it's like $80 on Amazon right now, and I'll link it below so you can check it out if you want. Or, if you want the OG Ace, well, don't. He's pretty pricey now because of his age, and it just isn't worth it, especially with this new Ace being the price it is. So yeah, just get the new Ace. And that's it for this one, guys, and I'd love to hear which Ace you prefer and why. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you guys show. It is greatly appreciated, and I'll see all y'all in the next one, and don't y'all ever forget that One Piece is on top. It's got a ball sack, no fucking way. Dude, this is a fucking cock blaster, not even a pee-pee blaster.